How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Blind MTG. My name is Ross Miner, and today I'm going to be answering two questions that I've gotten a lot over the past couple weeks that I figured I would just get out of the way and answer. And those are, how do I keep track of board state, and how do I use tutors? So if you guys do like this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Also, let me know for future videos what types of videos you guys want me to do, because I'm mainly just doing this one to kind of clear some stuff out of the way. That way, let's say like a year down the line, I'm still not getting people asking, oh, how do you use tutors? Oh, how do you keep track of board state? I already have that video and I can just link them to it. Anyway, we're gonna jump into it and start with board state. How do I keep track of board state? Well, first of all, it's not easy at all. Magic is a very complex game, and Commander makes it even more complex, being 4 players. So I have a few strategies on how I keep track of the board, and the first is how I organize my cards on my playmat. Alright, so here I have my Yarok deck, and essentially what I'm going to be doing is showing you guys where I put all the different kinds of spells and whatnot on my board, and how I set everything up on my board. So right here we have my Black Lotus playmat. Wait, it's not a Black Lotus? Oh, I knew that. No, I'm just kidding. I know it's not a Black Lotus. It was just a dumb joke. Alright, so here we have my board, and I usually keep the top half of my Sidewinder on the left side and the other half on the right side at the top right. And then I keep half of my deck in there, and then the first half, I guess you could say, right here on the right of my playmat. And I do that because it's very difficult to stack 100 cards, 100 Braille double-sleeved cards on top of each other, and it often ends up in me falling or knocking them over. So I'm gonna deal 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so this is how I organize my board. I have my library, my deck box, and then let's say I wanted to play a creature because I have all that mana to play and raise Forerunners. I usually keep creatures the top right, middle of my playmat. I keep lands down here in order to conserve space. I don't like doing this necessarily, and I know it kind of annoys some people, but I stack my lands on top of each other because it's very hard for me to tell which land is which if they're all overlapping. There's so much room and so many Braille cards to read that it's just difficult. Another creature, put them up there. Creatures, I usually don't mind kind of stacking on top of each other because I just read their power and toughness and go, oh, I know who that is. Graveyard, I usually do bottom left. Let me get some more cards. Enchantments, I usually do, so I would usually keep artifacts up here and put enchantments down here. Okay, so here we have an artifact, and usually I keep artifacts at the top left of the board, and sometimes if an artifact has an enchantment-like effect, I'll just go ahead and throw it down on enchantments. Kind of what I would do with Conjurer's Closet. I would usually leave the top left for mana rocks. Another issue I have playing Commander that pretty much falls into the same category as board state is essentially asking what cards are on the field. And this is kind of a twofold solution and problem. Okay, so let's say I have a Reclamation Sage. I believe it's 2 and a green. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Let's say I draw that and I have it in my hand. Well, let's say I don't remember how many enchantments or artifacts are on the field. I pretty much have to ask my opponents, hey, what artifacts or enchantments do you have? Hey, what artifacts or enchantments do you have? And then everyone knows that I have something. A better way of doing this that I've found is basically asking everyone's board state, not asking for specific card types. Because yeah, if I ask specific card types, they know I'm gonna have something in my hand to deal with it. And I wanna play the game as equal to my side peers as possible, and putting myself at a disadvantage like that, I don't like to do. I wanna avoid that. And the good thing about asking about the entire board state essentially is the most people can probably determine is that I have a board wipe. And even then, that may not even be true. I may just have Reclamation Sage. They may think I have a Cyclonic Rift and start preparing for that. So it kind of helps me in two different ways.
So that pretty much clears up how I keep track of board state. Just ask people while not asking too many specific questions, or else I'll give my hand away. But now we're gonna jump into tutors. How do I use tutors? An example I'm gonna use for this video is Vampiric Tutor. Let me just grab that. All right, so Vampiric Tutor reads, oh, wait a minute. I'm broke as a joke. I can't play Vampiric Tutor. How about Scheming Symmetry? This is a great budget tutor that there we go. It was upside down. This is a great budget tutor that I love using in all of my decks that run black, pretty much. Costs 1 in the black. It's a sorcery, and essentially 2 players, including yourself, get to search their library for a card, put it in their hand, and shuffle the library. So how do I use tutors? Well, okay, so let's say I have a tutor like Scheming Symmetry, and I use it, and I want to search my library for, I don't know, Heuristic Study. And essentially, how am I gonna go through 100 cards fast enough and be able to find Heuristic Study and possibly play it from there and then pass my turn without taking up a bunch of time? Okay, I love playing fast, and I encourage everyone I play with to play fast, even if you make mistakes. So playing fast is a big priority for me. So what I usually do with tutors is I say the card I'm gonna look for, and then if I'm gonna play it, I'll just say I play it, and then go to combat, and then go to my second main phase, and then end my turn. And then while everyone else is taking their turn, I search for it. But even that could take a long time because I can't scan all my cards the same way other people can. I can't look at the card art, for example, and know that's Scheming Symmetry or that's Heuristic Study. So I have to specifically look at the braille, and the way I do that is, again, let's say I'm looking for Heuristic Study. I could always search my library for cards that start with R. So draw a card, look at it. If it's R, pass. But there are other cards in my library that start with an R, I'm guessing. So usually I would look for something kind of defining to Heuristic Study in the name. So for example, RHY or Study. Look for something along those lines. And even if I'm with Sam, my girlfriend, I'll just be like, look, take this half of my deck, look through it, and see if you can find the card. Because most people aren't gonna be scanning your decks and remembering what you have. And even if they did remember what you have, you're still gonna be shuffling your deck. So it's not like you're gonna just, it's really not even a huge downside just showing someone your deck. But the reason why I use Scheming Symmetry as an example is because target player I choose also looks for a card. Well, let's say I have a different tutor like, I think Enlightened Tutor makes you a reveal. Basically a tutor that makes you a reveal. Well, what if I'm playing against someone and they tutor for something and they reveal, I don't know, a Soul Ring, but when actuality it's like an Expropriate or something like that. So essentially, what if they lie to me? Well, this is pretty much a non-issue because of the social contract. If a lot of people are able to follow the social contract with lands, I don't think I really want to believe in humanity that they're not going to rip off a blind guy. But even if they tried, all right, even if they tried, there's hopefully going to be 2 other people at the table playing the game. And if not, they're going to be watching the game. So I basically have to rely on everyone to not lie to me, but I really do think that ultimately it's not a concern to be had. I don't think I've had many people lie to me, if ever. I mean, I suppose I wouldn't know if they were lying to me, but the most likely chance I'm probably gonna have someone cheat against me would be at maybe like 1v1 Standard, Pioneer, whatever that format is, because it's just 1v1 and most people don't watch those, at least like at FNM. So I'd have to rely on that person pretty much to be telling me the truth. So that's a great thing about Commander, and that's one reason why I exclusively play Commander, is because people can't lie to me. All right, and that just about wraps up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Maybe give some suggestions on how Magic could be more accessible to me. But seriously, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.